traditions, music, food, culture, and
Definitely the language, I think, would be the first thing. Always speak Spanish at home.
an inclusive sense of unity.
The traditions of familia, that we have extended family, we have madrinas, we have comadres.
This is what University of San Francisco Assistant Professor Belinda Hernandez believes is making us the largest minority in the U.S.
More than ever, we see how the Latinos are the backbone of the economic engine of our country. We see how they are the front lines of essential workers, farm workers, and just the joy that they bring to this country.
Raising families with specific set of values.
What does it mean to you to be a Latina?
To me, it means something really special because my parents are from Mexico and I'm lucky to have that.
Many remembering the exact date they moved to the U.S., but keeping their roots strong. Sebastian came from Peru.
Almost 29 years, March 30.
We asked Latinos from different countries how they are keeping their traditions alive. Philip is from Mexico.
I have a daughter, okay. She's married now and she has 3 children. Okay, so I'm a grandfather. So she's passing that on to her children.
Dinora is from El Salvador. She worked multiple jobs so her daughters could graduate college.
I come from over here when I was 23, and I tell to her she need to do everything I don't finish in my life. She need to reinforce to finish it.
You're proud of her?
Yes, of course.
With 60 million Hispanics in the U.S. now, the question is, what's next?
I feel that Latinos are waiting to be heard, and that we're right there at the door saying, aquí estamos.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. Of course, Wakey, Bakey with Reina and Mota. Thanks for joining us. I've got one more video for you, just real quick. It is also about Hispanic Heritage Month and Latinos succeeding in entrepreneurship, being part of Forbes 30 under 30 top trailblazers for Latinos and Hispanics. So we are going to share another video. It's a very prideful video, I should say. Just watching it makes me very happy to know that there are lots of Latinos out there, and Hispanics and Chicanos and people from Honduras and Paraguay and Uruguay out there succeeding and becoming part of the history and the historical footprint that we are creating now for our children and the children to come. So here we go. These are Latino or Hispanic trailblazers from Forbes. Oh, wait a minute. Technical difficulties. No audio. That's not fun. Not fun watching it if you can't hear it, right? So here we go. Hispanic trailblazers. Take it away.
3 Hispanic trailblazers were honored by Forbes in their annual 30 under 30 list of top young entrepreneurs. Coming in at number 1, Eric Zamudio.
I'm a Hispanic from the inner city. Like statistically, I'm not supposed to be here, but I hustled and I executed, and so I am here.
He was invited to give that speech for co-founding Fuji, a company that helps brands reach their social media fans in the real world.
Brands are able to engage with their fans by letting them get a physical product delivered to that fan within an hour. For us, this was really jumping in head first, and we learned a lot as we went.
He is only 27. Just let that sink in. Number 2, Daniela Moreira, executive chef and part owner of 2 award-winning Washington, D.C. restaurants, Timber Pizza Company and Call Your Mother, a Jew-ish deli.
Call Your Mother is all about good vibes and fun spins on things, so we like to create a menu with unexpected but delicious flavors.
She is a James Beard Rising Star semifinalist, and she's expanding locations for her current restaurants and opening new ones.
We're opening a few new locations soon, so we stopped by one in Georgetown to decide on some finishing touches. We're also helping open a new sort of South American restaurant called Mercy Me, so we see how construction is going and we sample the menu.
I am impressed, and I am hungry. And the 3rd, trailblazing young Hispanic we are celebrating during Hispanic Heritage Month Arturo Elizondo, a scientist who's leading the way in sustainable food.
I grew up in Texas, and I'm Mexican by heritage. And animal protein was such a big part of my culture.
To help the environment, he co-created Clara Foods, a company that's developed a technology for converting sugar into egg proteins.
The next logical progression in how we feed a world in the 21st century and create a food system that is fit for today.
They make eggs without chicken, so that whole riddle is messed up forever, but the technology could change the world. Hispanics earning high praise on the buzz list.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. I'm back. That was our second video outlining 3 trailblazing young Hispanic people making history. And this is all because this is Hispanic Heritage Month. If you guys didn't know, September 15th to October 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. Yes, we don't get a full month. We get 4 weeks. But some of us are grateful for having those 4 weeks after years of just having 1 week to celebrate our heritage. So I guess we can give a high five to President Reagan for allowing us to my husband's giving me this look like, what? For letting us have 4 weeks instead of 1 week. Those were 3 amazing Hispanics making history and paving the way in the United States. So happy National Hispanic Heritage Month. Let me adjust my camera there. I have some, I need to take this banner off. There we go. This is Wakey Bakey with Reina de Mota. You guys, good morning. It is 9:56 in Colorado, which is Mountain Standard Time. It is 8:56 in California, and it is, I believe, 11:56 on the East Coast. But wherever you're at, grab your bong, grab your sanity, let's toke. It's happy Wakey Bakey. It's Wakey Bakey time. Cheers. As all of you guys know, because it is National Hispanic Heritage Month, I will be sharing videos pertaining to our past, present, and future when it comes to the world globally, not just the United States. So also on these Wakey Bakey live streams, you guys know that if you get any questions, comments, or concerns while we are talking, you can definitely pop in anywhere you see this. Make a comment below, and I can pop your comment on the screen like so, and we can address your comments, concerns, or questions live on air. So much to talk about. It is Monday. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. I did some creative crafting this weekend, and as many of you guys know, I do have a website with things that you can purchase. That is my merch shop at larenademota.com right there. You can head over there and purchase any of the items that I'm about to show you that we're kind of getting creative and creating products that you guys can purchase and support and wear your weed. You can celebrate your love for cannabis, and yeah. So I have been creating some stuff for a minute. I've always done like some artsy fartsy stuff, I guess you could say. But we have a new wearable weed line. Look at that. It's got all the little veins of the pot leaf too. So we have a wearable weed line. These are the earrings that match it. These will be on our website probably tomorrow. I haven't quite scheduled out what everything is going to be released and when they're going to be released. But you guys know I always say that we are doing our Wakey Bakey. And so we also have some Wakey Bakey slides now with Wakey Bakey on them. Those will also be on the website soon. So excited. So head over to lareinadelmota.com, check out what we have. And I'm telling everybody to support a Hispanic or Latino owned business this month, since it is National Hispanic Heritage Month. If you don't celebrate or you don't support La Reina de Mota, that's completely fine. Find a Hispanic business to give some support to this month. I think it's really important. We don't have a lot of people, necessarily talking about Hispanic heritage or trying to educate people on Hispanic heritage. That's not really something that's all over the news like you would see other celebratory months being kind of plastered all over the news. Hispanic Heritage Month kind of goes under the rug. A lot of people don't even know why, including myself. I didn't know why Hispanic Heritage Month started on September 15th in the middle of the month instead of starting on the first day of the month, like other celebratory months. But come to find out, there's actually 5 Hispanic countries that celebrate their independence starting September 15th. So September 15th, September 16th, and September 18th, I believe, are 3 days that a lot of Hispanic countries, I was trying to think of like predominantly Hispanic countries celebrate their independence. So that's why we celebrate it on September 15th. Now, we used to just have 1 week of celebration, like I said initially in this live stream. We only had 1 week. We were only able to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month or Hispanic Heritage for 1 week until President Reagan made it an official 4-week holiday where we celebrate, or not even a holiday, but celebrate Hispanic heritage. So that was from, wasn't it? I don't even remember what year. I forgot.
1983, I believe.
1983 is when he turned it into a 4-week holiday.
I believe.
Or 4-week celebration. Well, that's kind of like why I do these live streams and always include videos in the beginning of the live streams. We always kick off our live streams, our Wakey Bakeys, with videos that educate you on culture, educate you on tradition, educate you on, and provide just a little bit of information on things that a lot of people don't go out and try to learn about. So I push people to learn about Hispanic heritage. If you guys didn't know, that includes multiple countries, different people within under the banner of Hispanic or Latino. And that's still getting kind of iffy, because if you talk to people within the Hispanic community, you have a group of people that identify as Hispanic. You have a group of people who identify as Latino. You have a group of people who identify as Chicano, a group of people who identify as Mexicano. It's all different. It's not just something that we as a people title under one label. When people ask me, well, what is your ethnicity? What is your background? What is your heritage? What is your culture? Mine is very vast. My mother is Chicana. My father was Puerto Riqueño. But my grandmother, which on my dad's side, my paternal grandmother is Dominicana, and Irish. So it's very vast. It's not just one or the other. But to make it a simplified case, we identify as Latino, Hispanic, but it's not as simple. We're very vast, and we come in every shade. That is another thing that I really want to address in this particular live stream, is that Hispanics or Latinos, we come in every shade. We come from the lightest light to the darkest dark. And there is a lot of inter-community or inter-communal type of discriminatory practices that we use against each other. And this is something that we should really be addressing within our communities. I know that there are a group of Latinos that don't believe if you don't speak Spanish, you're not Latino enough. And that type of mentality is something that we should really be breaking, because we are a culture that embraces a familia attitude. So no matter what, at the end of the day, all of us are related. We all come from 5 mothers. 5. Look up historically, all of us come from 5 mothers.
80% of all indigenous peoples in America before white people showed up come from 5 matrilineal lines. Possibly there's a genetic shift.
This is my husband
the point
talking, you guys.
Is you're all very related.
Yes. So the point that I'm getting at is that when you look at our populace and you look at our history as Latinos, as Hispanics, as Chicanos, as Puerto Ricanos, as Dominicanas, however you identify, if you look at our lineage, we all stem from 5 mothers, a basic 5-mother principle, which means that if you're Latino or Hispanic, we have a high probability that we're cousins somewhere along that line. So there is a reason why we have this familia attitude, or we see family as being a sacred bond that nobody can penetrate, nobody can come over, nobody could take away from us. And when you look down at our history, it's because we're all related. We are all cousins, distant cousins, aunts, uncles from far, far away.
That includes the Lakota, that includes the Dene, the Nautul, Incans, all.
What's super awesome for me,
all. And that's 80%.
What's super awesome for me is that my husband is actually a historian, went to school for history, and has taken multiple classes pertaining to Hispanic culture. And so he's able to educate me, even though he is a Caucasian, he is able to educate me, the Latina, about my heritage. And come to find out, yes, we all stem from 5 mothers. So that means that we are all related. So that kind of explains and speaks to the familia sacredy that we hold for generation upon generation. I don't think it's changed forever. I think our culture is embedded with that attitude of embracing family, holding family up, and holding family together. So with that perspective being put out there, to have so many Latinos out there being very judgmental to other Latinos, and that's Latina, Latinos, Latinx, whatever you want to call it, to have that intercommunal type of discriminatory practices or judgment placed on one another because, hey, you don't speak Spanish, so you're not Mexican enough, or you are too light skinned, so you're not, Puerto Rican enough. Whatever the case may be, I think it's really sad that we have not been able to evolve as a community to not have that be a part of our practices. I think it's very important that we should be able to speak to one another and celebrate our commonalities and our histories and our heritage and our culture, because we share that. And it should not be a matter of creating more divisive practices amongst our communities, our Latin communities. We should be educating each other. We should be loving one another, and we should be lifting up one another. So with that being said, I am doing my best this month to put a focus on Latinos, Hispanics, Chicanos, Hondurans, people from Paraguay, Uruguay, wherever you are from. If you are from Hispanic descent, I am doing my best this month to not only provide some education, but some opportunities, especially in the cannabis space. So I've been asked to host panels. There's a panel coming at the end of the month. I'm not releasing too many details until I get everything finalized, but we're looking at 9 days. In 9 days, we're putting on a Latinas in Cannabis panel. And I have a few women that we have already talked to, and we are reaching out again this week to solidify the plan. And then I have to verify with the actual conference. But I think everything's set. And once that is finalized and I get a final confirmation and a double thumbs up, I will release that for you guys to stay tuned and be a part of and watch. And then I am also doing 2 other things. And this is not just for Hispanic Heritage Month, but this is something that we really want to create for a good long while. Hopefully it lasts a long time. But we want to create a platform where Latinos can talk about their experience in entrepreneurship, not just basically in cannabis alone, but in business in general, what kind of tips and tricks to creating their businesses they have found, how they have been able to overcome obstacles like finding financing, creating business plans, not, starting a business with little to no money. These are all things that would benefit the Latino community as well as other communities, not just, Latino based, but we are trying to create that focus on, minority businesses. And I really do hate that word because we're a global majority. And I think that should be pointed out. Latinos, Hispanics, Chicanos, all of us, we are a global altogether, we are a global majority. So, but we don't have the same opportunities or quote unquote privileges given to us as other demographics. And so we have to be clever and find different ways to find funding for our businesses, to find ways of building a business from an idea and taking that idea onto paper, taking that paper onto an actual process and implementing it. So we don't necessarily have the tools available to us or readily available to us to create business plans or talk to attorneys to get advisement. So we want to create a show that is going to be online where we talk about creating those pathways for women, which is a minority in the US, for Latinos, for Black entrepreneurs, for Asian entrepreneurs, for all of the smaller demographics in the US that don't necessarily have the same benefits or need to know how to get things started because they have not been provided that education through generation upon generation upon generation before them, not having that information as well. And that happens a lot of the time. I think it needs to be addressed that, not a lot of family lines are business owners. Not a lot of family lines have the knowledge or education on where to start. And that creates fear. When you don't know how to do something, you tend to ignore the process of getting there because you have fear in your heart of actually trying to find the information. Don't let things like that scare you. And I tell a lot of, Latinas that come up to me or Latinos that have reached out to me, have asked me how I got started with all of this, how I've gotten to build a network, that is over 24,000 strong with hemp and cannabis entrepreneurs. And it's not an easy process when you have zero. And I started in this whole pathway in cannabis with zero in my pocket. Literally, I had $70 and that $70 got spent on registering with the state in order for me to even do anything to get in the door. So to have those conversations with people who have been successful and that are Latino, are Latina, are Black entrepreneurs, Black male, Black female entrepreneurs, to be able to have little pieces of advice is easier. It will allow us to have an easier path or create an easier path as an entrepreneur. So we think it's really important to be able to have those faces giving you those tips so that you can see those faces and be like, you know what, she's just like I am. And I can relate to her story. And she has been able to gain success. So maybe that'll work for me too. Maybe I can find funding that way, or maybe I can find access to advisement from an attorney in that way because I can afford it in all the other ways, or I haven't been able to find a way to afford it. I think money is a big, huge topic when it comes to creating businesses and when it comes to talking about smaller demographics in the US, finding ways to create their businesses. Funding is like the number one thing. Everybody's looking for investors. Everybody's looking for a way to make money, to invest money, to make more money. And they don't have that information readily available on how to even start that path. So we want to create this show where, you know, Latinos, Latinas, Latinx, Black entrepreneurs, Asian entrepreneurs, where women entrepreneurs can come and they can watch the show and they can see people that look like them and have similar backstories and have similar start stories, but they don't necessarily know what these entrepreneurs that are giving you information know. So this show is we want to make a platform for minority demographics to come on and share their stories and give tips on how other minority demographics can get their foot in the door. And not just with weed, not just with ancillary businesses in weed, but with any type of business, construction, landscaping, dentistry. Of course, you can go and get your degrees in a specific field. You can get your certificates to practice. That doesn't mean you're going to be able to start your business if you don't have the funding or the pathway to do that. So, you know, starting a business, it takes steps. And to have somebody that you can relate to giving you some information or some tips on how to start those steps is a great thing. And then not only that, but I also have another individual in the space who is currently doing interviews. And he is interested in interviewing more Latino and Latina entrepreneurs about their pathway, because he is a Latino creating his pathway in the space and has been working very hard in the hemp realm, but he's had some difficulties. He's definitely had some difficulties. So I want to, hey, what's up, Laura? Cleaning products. Yes, yes, yes. Laura is the one to go to for cleaning products, some very organic cleaning products that she reps. So definitely hit up Laura. But having the space where you can talk about the hurdles that you have to overcome as being a minority demographic. Women have troubles, you know, getting financing, finding credible role models or people who want to be their mentor. I've had several people reach out to me and be like, you know what, I want to be your mentor. And then come to find out, like, they didn't even have their shit together. So how are you going to mentor someone else when you don't even have your shit together? So we want to be able to have credible resources to go, or credible people to provide credible resources for us to go out and be able to succeed in entrepreneurship. And Ramon is one of those gentlemen who is out trying to seek information, to provide information to the world. So I hope I get to work more with Ramon Granado on that process. He has international industrial hemp platform that he has created. He's worked really hard on, and he's going to be interviewing people. So there are some interview opportunities coming up. Also, the show, there'll be more interview opportunities coming up. But this show is not just a one-on-one. We want to create a show where it is a panel of people, because you have a better outlook on what the process is if you have multiple people sharing their experiences on how they got in the door. This is going to be a platform where it will allow you to get the most information in the shortest amount of time for you to implement and gain success. So it's super difficult for certain minority groups to go out and succeed as entrepreneurs, because we don't have resources that are readily available that other demographics do. And it's not just race related either. You guys, you can look back at a lot of my live streams, and I talk about classism a lot. I talk about the wealthy comparatively to the non-wealthy. And I don't say the poor, because even middle-class individuals are not wealthy and they have troubles. They have a little bit more money than the poor, but they have troubles also succeeding in business because the financing isn't there. So I think having discussions where we do approach things like classism is super important as well. Gonna take a toke. Cheers. I definitely know that it's hard. Not only battling, financial pathways, trying to find financing, trying to get your idea pitched to people who have the money to help you, or getting in touch with those people without having to find a third party who wants to charge you an arm and a leg to connect you with somebody who may or may not give you funding. So, I mean, it goes above and beyond just finding funding. It goes to how you find funding, where to look for funding, who to trust with your idea, and how to make sure that they stay honest to you. There's a lot of difficult things that you have to endure to go on a path of success. Laura says it's difficult, but with perseverance, positive attitude, and information, we can and will succeed. And that's exactly what the channel that we are working on producing and getting up and available to everybody. It's going to be free. You're not going to have to pay to watch it. It'll be a free channel, and it'll probably be on YouTube and WeTube. But we are wanting to create that space where people can provide multiple different experiences, and you can pull information on, maybe this will work for me. I didn't think about that. Maybe I can find help this way, because that's what a community is about. So essentially this channel that we're wanting to put together, and we're wanting to do panel discussions on, and we want to do it bi-weekly to start and potentially go to a weekly show, is about diversity, inclusiveness, and growth, strength, and building a community. So a community is somewhere where you can come and you can learn from, and you can feed information into as well. You give and you take, you give and you take. So that's one thing that we are trying to create, so that we can have a strong foundation in business for demographics that it's definitely harder for them to find the things they need to succeed. So hopefully that works. Hopefully that helps. And we definitely hope that it brings the information needed. I'm getting a little toasted here, and I've only had 2 hits.
I did a lot of that, and it hasn't
Again, those of you who are watching live from Facebook, this is going to be stale. Those of you who are watching live from Facebook, you can comment below and we can pop up your comments on the screen. Whether you're saying hi, hey, hello, or you are totally disgusted with this live stream, comment below and we'll pop it up and address it. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing with this month. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. So I wanted to make it a point to give education as well as provide information and resources and kind of updates on what I'm doing to help celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And I'm basically trying to educate and provide opportunities. Something that I'm able to do, provide opportunities and educate with information that's readily available online, but people don't tend to go and search for. I actually did a post where I was like, how many of you are going to be sharing Hispanic Heritage Month information? And I think I only got like maybe 11 comments, and I have 5,000 people on my Facebook. So on my friends list, and I only got 11 comments of like, yeah, me, which is amazing. So thank you to the 11 people who commented. and said that they would share. I hope all of you can at least take a couple minutes a day from September 15th to October 15th to learn a fact, learn a Spanish word. We were doing Spanish words of the day at the end of this, so I think we're going to do that as well. Forgot I had to do that. But learn a Spanish word, even if it's a simple one. Learn a color, learn how to count. Something that's as easy as learning the cuss words. The cuss words are easy to learn. That's one of the first things, we learn, or the Spanish cuss words. So, just I ask of everyone to take a little bit of time just to learn a little bit about Hispanics this month, and about our culture, about our heritage, about our past, our present, our future. And if you don't feel like going and searching, just pop on to our Wakey Bakeys when you see them pop up, and we'll provide you a little bit of information about Hispanic Heritage Month. So, Spanish word of the day. And we always do this for beginners. So the first word we did was el dulzar. It's so tricky, a little smooth of the tongue. It's hard. So we went super hard. I think today we are going super easy. So Spanish word of the day today that is not easy. I hate when I do that. I'm going to share the screen with you, so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So Spanish word of the day. This is telling me relajante. 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 I'm going to play this so you guys can hear it. Relajante. Relajante. I said relajante. That was reading it in English and trying to say it in Spanish at the same time. Relajante is relaxing. So yesterday's temperature was very relajante. Use it in a word, even if you, or in a sentence, even if you have to say the whole sentence in English but the word, so that you can learn a new Spanish word. We're going to do Spanish words of the day every single time I do a Wakey Bakey. I think I'm just going to keep doing this forever. I'm not even going to just do it for Hispanic Heritage Month. Relajante, relajante, relajante. That word is very relajante. Looking into your eyes is very relajante. See, you can make it romantical. So romantical. You can make it a romantic statement. Use it on your significant other today. Look at them and go, tus ojos es muy relajante.
Bueno.
And he's got blue eyes. It's really easy to look into him.
Don't tell them my business. Don't look in my eyes, people. You don't know me.
Don't look in his eyes in a romantic way anyways, because then I'll cut you. But relajante is our word, our Spanish word of the day. If you are trying to teach your children a Spanish word of the day, I will give you a different word, because if your child is under the age of 10 and you're trying to teach them Spanish for the first time, start small.
And with things you're going to use, like la boca.
Boca, nariz, ojos. You can do the basic, just like you would teach your kid English or how to talk. Simple words like, where's your eyes? Where's your nariz? Where's your boca? Where's your ojos? And stuff like that. So for adults, the Spanish word of the day right here is relajante, relaxing. And for any of you fathers out there trying to teach your children Spanish, don't go with relajante, but go with ojos, eyes. So child Spanish word of the day, ojos. Adult word of the day, relajante, which means relaxing. We'll put that back on the screen and we'll take one more toke and call it a day. I got stuff to do, you guys. Also got a lot of things going on. So I've been branching out into other avenues of revenue. My shop, my online shop, larenademota.com, you guys, check it out. Also, if you were trying to make a little cash on the side, you need to make some extra feria, I do have an affiliate program that you can join right directly on larenademota.com. And that's awesome. D used to work for me with Candy Catwalk. She used to do sales and promos and all kinds of stuff. This woman is amazing. She does photography, she does marketing, she does so many things. But she has also, in the time of me knowing her, she has had a child. So she teaches her son. Her son just turned 3. He is brilliant. This kid, I've seen videos of him picking out planets just by the way they look. He's learning Spanish. He's just excelling, and she's doing everything to educate him on multiple cultures, not just his own. So I'm just like amazed. Fantastic job. You're dope. I love it. Role model for parenting right there. So relajante, ojos. I forgot where I was going with that. I'm going to take my toke. Cheers. I just think it's super important, not just because I am Hispanic or I am Latino. I just think it's super important to know that our culture and indigenous people culture is like fibers. Everybody wants to talk about American culture. Well, we're the our heritage are the like binding threads. We're the foundation, kind of, in a lot of ways. And I think it's important for everybody to educate themselves on a little bit when it comes to everybody's culture, especially if you live in the United States. We're such a melting pot. So to claim, American culture is comprised of so many bits and pieces of different cultures. There's no way that you can say, I want to learn American culture and not want to learn about Hispanic culture as well, or Black culture as well, or indigenous culture as well, because American culture is comprised of bits and pieces of all those cultures put together. So yeah, child word of the day, ojos. If your kid already knows ojos, go down the face, nariz, 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 nose. If they know that, go down the face, go down the body, go arms, brazos, go all the way down to your toes, toenails, fingernails. Those are all things that you can teach your kid in Spanish, excuse me, and have them grow. That was a burp. I burped. Excuse me. Okay, so got that. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. This has been a very long-winded live stream. They always are. It looks like my hair is sticking out on the side right here. But it's my fan in the background. I was like trying to fix my hair this whole time. I'm like, why is my hair sticking out? It's not. It's the fan in the background. So love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, it's National Heritage Month. So let's learn about National Heritage, period. Love you guys. Peace. One love. I'm out. Bye, you guys.